Okay, Coach, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 15 liney, 15 liney.
On second down, Kamara. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Here we go. Set, 8, read. Scene 6.
52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. 3 buzz, 3 buzz.
Lock it. Flare. Hustle. Let's go. Hustle. Set, go.
He'll look to throw. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make...
Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton, his 6th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Airing it out deep for Smith. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Lock now on 1st down. He's got his big tight end, Fant.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Locke. And incomplete.
Throwaway and incomplete. It's 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
You must be getting 80 weapons. Watch the shit. Watch the shit. Hey, watch the Bravo.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
On the set.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
You get locked, Lee. You get locked.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the Saints' 25-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, here's Locke. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. This is the tight end, Fant. And finally down at the 9-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Block working out of the gun. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Shotgun snap to Locke. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Then he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. The CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Where's 52? Watch 52. Charlie, give the mic. And we got to get to the ball, team.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Right here.
2nd and 9 now. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
McManus now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score. Broncos 14, Saints nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Check. Lucky. Routine spin. Delta. 52, Mike. Gone. Here we go. Spot.
Here's 2nd and 8. And Thomas has it. Past the 20. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Will Lutz on for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Yep. Pick down.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Slam. Go.
They'll try to draw Lindsey, and he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Single. Watch 41.
They gonna need some therapy.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
No, check that. We want Mike 52 right here. Mike 52. Buzz, come get some. Come on here, come get some. Here, go.
2nd and 10. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Bradley Chubb, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. A defender gets there, and it's a touchdown. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field, that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored it.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Second and 7 at the 28-yard line.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Brings up 3rd down.
Here we go. We're go. 52. 52's the mic. Here we go, G. Get off the field.
They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Hey, defense. Ready?
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
6-6, pull it high.
Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
Hey, Haywood. 56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. Hey, switch gears. Check.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Locke. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Cut. Big ass. 22-jet bomber. You got tape. Fire.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Pittsburgh. Check. Tight go. Yo, go. Motion. Watch twist.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. The kick by McManus is good. And that will extend their lead even further. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. 2nd and 10. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold, right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
But obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now.
Get in the weight room.
Hey, Team 6. Team 6.
I got it.
Hey.
Mike, 56, right there, 56. Go. Go. 56 to Mike, boys, 56. Check 56.
Hey, Orbit.
That's trash.
Now.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lock. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown one interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
47's the Mike. 47's the Mike.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Mike's 47. Mike's.
Hey.
Let's go one more.
Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47. You must be dreaming.
Check.
Check 9.
Hey, Alpha.
99.
Get it.
Lock taking the snap at 1. Throwing right, and that's complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Ricky. Show it. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Watch.
You're out.
The twins.
Ready.
Block off of play action. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. The Broncos send out their punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is taken at the 15. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
Mike 52. Army.
52's the 52's the mic.
We own them. Let's go.
Back to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. A big play there just before halftime, and even 60 yards. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Check, 59.
Focus, defense, focus.
Kill.
Let's go.
On 2nd and 15 now. Lock. Flush to his right. Incomplete.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Mike is 55.
On 3rd and long, it's Lock. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
You got 3.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back.
It's our field. Hey, it's all right.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 11 yards there, first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. This quick pass complete to Sutton. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll run on first down. It's Lindsey, and he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Lock to throw on second down. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, exit.
59's Mike, 59's Mike. Check, 59. Yeah.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And McManus able to put it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Second and 6. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
He's checking. Crash. Bravo.
They'll look to throw here. Looking long for Thomas. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as they are able to cut into that lead. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2.
Matchbox, light.
Hey. You got three. 3 down.
They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. Lock going to throw. Forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Check three.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And an alley to run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 18 big yards on that one and a Denver first.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Go.
Check 31. Shift. Watch the shift.
Be triple.
Lock now on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Look at me. Zipper. Check 13.
36.
Hey, Foxtrot. Go.
Lock again here on 2nd and 10. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Now. Hey, Charlie.
59.
Man out. Mike 5'9".
We ain't giving up nothing today.
Mike.
X3, 218, chopper.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He'll get this to Phillip Lindsay, complete. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. 27 yards on the gain there. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Lindsay. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Well, no doubt here in the 4th quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
Yep.
56. Hey, that's good. That's good. Hey,
On 2nd and 9. Lock. Incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9.
He's crashing.
Go team, still. Hey, wahoo.
56 to Mike.
Ready?
They fake the handoff, now Lock. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
I'm coming after you. Go. 43 to Mike, boy. 43. And go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
52's to Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. And go.
Back to throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And got his man complete. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 50 yards. You're at the point in the game right now where you got to start taking some chances, and that chance paid off.
And it's a good idea to be that aggressive because, truthfully, the defensive guys, they're just playing not to make a mistake. That often means you can make a big play against them.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10. At the Broncos 40.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Charlie. 52's to Mike.
They're going to look to throw. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Come again.
Delta.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic.
Get your swarm on. Hey, Mike set. Mike 52. Echo.
All day, every day, any day. Check 50, check, go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Kill, turn up. Kill, turn up. Check 3, check 3.
A give, running right, Lindsey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Switch.
80 weapons. Go.
Play.
Another run by Lindsey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Bravo.
Play action. Now it's Locke. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down.
60 outlaws.
First down, Denver.
We want it. Come back.
On play action, Locke. Open man here is Hamilton. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Deshaun Hamilton, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches, and the 2-point attempt is turned aside. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. In fact, if anything, they may have...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Come on, baby. Come on, let's go. No. Check that. We want Mike 52 right here. Mike 52.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Mike 52, Mike 52.
Here we go. Here we go.
52 is the mic right here, over there, right? 52 is the mic.
You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Mike 52.
Ready?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Bradley Chubb, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. Ready, go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. So this one fairly well in the bag as they take over with a 1st and goal.
I'm coming after you. Check 3, check 3.
They'll run with Lindsey. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed.
Check. Check hot route. Hot.
One more time with Lindsey. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, high 7.
Locked now on 3rd and goal. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. From 10 yards out. And the Broncos push further out in front. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waited.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's how we do it, baby.
A big loss on the play brings up 2nd down.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Denver, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.